Welcome back. So let's take a look at what we did last day. We draft the makefile for building Rescatux with all of the all of the stuff regarding turning on the what's the name? This thing here, the BuildX builder, and also the bin MFD. So we want to test this to see what happens. In any case, right now, when trying to build Rescatux, we're not doing so much because what we're doing is this thing here, and the builder Docker file AMD64. It's doing, what the hell is this? It's just creating, it's kind of updating a Docker file. It's not doing anything else. But in any case, I want to test all of this and see what it does exactly. So let's copy the make file and let's make a test to see how it goes. Okay, so where is Rescatux repo? It's in here. Make file. Okay, so for now I'm not going to add this as a what's the name, as a file in the as a commit. But I'm going to try to build this thing. So make AMD, is this a target? Okay, so in theory we could do build all, which does this loop here. We could also check AMD64, build Borg, this. Maybe make debs. But what happened here is that the builder AMD64 what happened here is that Okay, so we were about to test the makefile system. Okay, so let's go. Where the hell is this? Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, in order to do the bootstrap, I was supposed to. Yeah, so apparently I am supposed to be running make builder, which it's a dependency of make release, which tries to. So basically, build all package. What the hell is package? Package artifacts. Build all. This and that. So for now, I'm going to run make deps to see. I mean, make deps would need these scripts to be run. Okay. But these scripts depend on the make builder. Okay, I'm just going to do make bootstrap to see what happens. Make bootstrap. Look at that. The version is not there, but it has already checked that we are using the buildx builder, and the bin fmt is already working. So this is nice. I guess we can, we can rely on this. So docx documentation. The first thing you need to do when building is make bootstrap. Okay, let's okay, so make bootstrap, okay? So the idea is that I mean we want to try the other makefile line. So let's open this so that I can take a look at the makefile file. So what else can we check? What other touches can we check? We can check make deps. Okay, so we have checked make bootstrap. Let's check make deps, which is the live build and live boot, to see if if this is built properly. So if we take a look at build deps live boot and build deps live build, we can see how we have files from yesterday. And so if we run make deps, it should work with, with all of these builds. So I guess that this is first building live build, and here it's going to build live boot. So we have the two warnings here, but apparently the make file is working as expected. Later on we have make builder, which is going to try to build Bootstrap, which we have already done. Builder AMD64, which is this builder for Rescatux, and builder i386, which is also a builder for Rescatux. So I'm going to just run make builder and see what's going on. So maybe the idea is to run make builder, but as you can see, make builder is not depending on make deps. So I'm not sure if this makes a lot of sense, if you ask me, because I mean, doesn't make sense right now, because this should be dependent. This should depend on live boot and live build, and for now we aren't doing that. So let me just run make builder to see how this works. So this is the the BNFMT, the Bootstrap stuff. This is how buildx for the AMD64 it's been done, and I guess that here this is the dockerfile.i386. So this is correct. What else can we do? There's make prepare, make build, run live build.sh. This script does not exist yet. So build all depends on this, all of these files. So I don't know, maybe we could just try to, I mean, I'm going to add the make file, but later on we will be editing it, because otherwise that this is not right. So add make file. Okay. What else should we do? Should we add the version file that we have done? We have seen there. So this version on this spread 2026 architecture, it's just 0.74, and this is going to be 0.75 for now, and we will see what we do later on. So version, hit add version. Although what I want to do is to have a YAML so that we can do something else. So let's try to discuss a bit with ChatGPT, because yeah, I'm not sure about this. So for now I am using version version file to save the Rescatux version. For example, 0.74. I would like to switch this way of naming things onto either a YAML file or a directory with different files. The idea is to be able to specify the idea is to be able to specify distro name, which would be Rescatux. So this should be easy to parse read from makefile. So I am open to ideas. So let's see what this. Okay, so you're thinking in the right direction. This is exactly the point where a single version file starts to feel too limiting. Let me walk you through practical options ranked by makefile friendliness versus future flexibility, because that trade-off is the key here. Option 1, .env style config best fit for makefile. This is by far the cleanest solution for your use case. Example build.conf, distro name Rescatux, version 074, Arches AMD 64 i386, Debian release bookworm. I see. In your makefile, you can include build.conf export. Done. Variables become available everywhere. Echo distro name. Pros. Native to make, no parsing hacks, very simple, easy to override. Works perfectly with Docker builds. Build arc version equal version. Cons, not hierarchical, flat structure only. I like this option very much, but let's see the other ones. Option 2, directory with files, Unix style. So this is very Linux philosophy, and supposedly it's robust, config this and that. Each files contain just Rescatux. In makefile, you do this stuff. Super simple, conceptually easy to overwrite scripts, works. Response many bursts slightly slower, noisier, feels clunky at scale. Option 3, YAML, flexible but painful in make. Then you have this thing here. Make cannot parse YAML natively, so you would do something like this. Parse, structure, footer-proof, even readable. My recommendation, hybrid approach. Use option 1, build conf as the source of truth, and optionally generate YAML later if needed. So you will have this build.conf, distro name, version, code name, bookworm, arches. Bonus, name spacing if you want a structure. Why is this? Oh, version split if you ever need it. Version margin meaning. I see. Advanced trick, you're probably like this. You can allow overrides plus defaults. So include build.conf, distro name, version. So it uses file if present, falls back otherwise, allows clean override. Final verdict. For Rescatux plus makefile plus Docker builds, the winner is .env build.conf style. It hits the sweet spot of simplicity, zero dependencies, native make support, easy CI integration. what if I need to read any of these values from a bash script? Okay, let me see. Regarding your suggestion, what if I need to read any of these values from a bash script? Good question, and this is why exactly they're so popular. This bridge is the right way. Your build.conf already works in bash with this thing here. Now you can use this and that. Important detail, people often miss this. This only works cleanly if your file is valid bash syntax. So your build.conf should follow strict rules. Avoid these spaces, break bash. Okay, I see. Why set minus source automatically exports them? Without it, shell processes like Docker won't see them. Best practice, reusable helper. Create small loader script. Source this script's load config. Then in any script, source scripts load config. Alternative, more controlled parsing. If you don't trust the file, user modify, you can parse it safely. What the hell? Breaks on a spaceless drivers. Pro move. Make plus bash consistency. If you want perfect symmetry, design build.conf as a dual config file. Build.conf, this and that. Bash. Even cleaner, optional upgrade. If you want serial plain scripts. Export. Final recommendation. This thing and bash is always this thing here. One saddle inside. This made it slow. But use this matters later. By choosing this format, you have basically created a single source of truth that can fit make bash CI pipelines. That's exactly what you want for something like Rescatux. If you want next step, generate version ISO names exactly from them. So let's create this build.conf. So Arch isn't it something that we want to have in our setup because it's something that we have in the make file. So let's create build.conf. Let's create distro.conf. Okay, let's see how you can force this thing. Set syntax. Okay. I thought that I thought that there was a way of forcing the syntax, something like this. Okay, so how do I force the language in Beam thanks to the first file comment? Let's the first or latest. So in theory, it should be something like this. So the question is this going to work with Kate? That's my question. So no, it's not. Okay, so let's just highlight this manually and we will see how this works. Scripts bash. Let's not have arches here. And this is going to be distro.conf. So the next thing we want to be doing is the rest of the advice that they have given us. So how the hell do we read this from scripts.config? Let's have this script, which I think it's a good idea to have. I don't remember the name. Lot config. So lot config.sh. So if I open this thing here, so this is distro.conf. Okay, nice. What else are we supposed to be doing? Yeah, we should be able to read this from makefile somehow. This is the overrides and so on. And this is how you would do it in makefile. So apparently you can do include build config export at the very start of makefile. I'm not sure if this makes any sense, but we're going to do it like that. So this is distro.conf. Okay, nice. And that means that we are going to have this distro.conf thing. So it's distro name and version. So version, it's going to be here, and distro name we will see if we use it or not. Okay, so now we should be done. So let's run make bootstrap to see if now it doesn't complain about the version, and that's right, it doesn't complain about the version. So let's save this improvement, and so the improvement is scripts load config, make file, added distro.conf support, and this is distro name and version. Is it distro name with capital? Yeah, with underscore. Yeah, so distro.conf support, and I think, have I done it right? The make file distro.conf. Yeah, that's right. So once we have this thing, we can, you know, we can go on. Okay, so what else can we be working on? So for now, what we have is the make file. I mean, we have managed to build live build, then live boot. We have made something similar to a Rescatux builder or something like that, and yeah. So I think we need to build. You know, this is the builder. So builder AMD64. Look at that, shell AMD64, and here we have the check AMD, but there should be, I mean, when you do a release, you have build all, which is prepare a platform and then build a platform. So prepare a platform is prepare the config, which I don't know what the hell it does, and then build all, and then build. And build is just run live build. Wait a minute, what the hell is that? The script's live build. 1 second, please. So this is how you're supposed to be building the different components, so live build and live build. And here it says run live build. So it's something like create the ISO, I guess. In the so prepare. So build. Yeah, so build. It should, yeah, so basically I need to implement this script which somehow builds Rescatux with, again, accept a platform. I mean, the idea is to also accept a version and so platform version and what's the other name? Platform version and distro name. That's what we want to be doing. Okay, so that makes sense. So let's try to work. Okay, let's try to read the original stuff regarding all of this. So around here we should have something like Rescatux development. So I guess that one of the original branches talks about, so look at that. Where the hell is this? Guide me and implemented the new Rescatux build architecture as described below. And we have all of this. So okay, so support multiple targets, allow the developer to run this and that. So scripts, prepare config, run live build package artifacts. Yeah, this is the yeah, this is the original stuff that we were doing. Add live build and live build as some models. We already did that. Dependency build, build live build. What the hell is this? Build live build. Build live build.sh. Build live build.sh. Okay. Which are the different packages? Builder Docker family. Stage 3 config generation. This merges config common, config platform into build work platform. Oh, this makes sense. So we have a prepare stash config.sh, which is going to be so wait a minute. So config common maybe should have the makefile stuff that we were doing. So in that case, so I mean the problem that we have here is that the makefile. Okay, so the makefile. So either the makefile is going to read the so either the make what's the question? What's the thing? Either the makefile is going to read all of the files from so the makefile is going to read all of the files from the configuration, and then it uses this everywhere. Or here there's a nice way of doing this, which is the config generation that merge the configuration from the common stuff and the configuration from the platform specific configuration, which is what's happening here. So prepare config, it's it copies config common. Wait a minute, what's this supposed to be doing? Config common, it's copied into config. which is a directory. So you're copying common into config, and here you're copying platform onto config. Okay, so as to make file target, you prepare this thing like this, which is this one here. Okay, platform, and this is the platform that we put it here. And then run live build.sh. What the hell is this? lb config lb. So this is like build everything. Okay, so this is going to be using platform as an argument so that it can use the work platform directory, and so Rescatux builder arg. So okay, so the image, so this is going to be using, for example, Rescatux dash builder dash AMD64 in order to run this thing here, which is going to do lb config and lb build. Okay, in the make file, this is how you do it. Run live build .sh sample make build platform AMD64-ISO. Finally, once you do that, you package the artifact, which is running scripts package artifacts.sh. And what the hell does this do? It takes a look at ISO images and EMT images. So if ISO exists, then it moves into this Rescatux version arch.eiso. And if IMG exists, it zips it. So this is done once you have built everything, isn't it? But it's interesting because it puts everything into the same place, and I want this directory to be dash version so that everything from a given version is in the same directory. That's something that needs to be improved. So stage 6 release. So when you do release, you put everything in dist. There's def shell, make file, parallel builds. So apparently you can do parallel builds with this. I didn't know about this. Minimum working config. You must add config common packages rescatux.list with this thing here. And so the result is make devs, make builder, make prepare, make build, make package, or make release. So next improvements, deterministic builds, Docker caching for faster rebuilds, separate live build configuration generator, see, artifact metadata. If you want, I can also show you this and that. Stage caching, live build patch injection system, fully reproducible ISO builds. Okay, so now I know more or less what I want to be doing for now. So I'm a bit confused with this because we have already done we have already done this thing here. We have already added distro.com support. So so I'm not sure what to do of this because we have the prepare config thing. So I'm going to talk a bit with this, but in a new chat, because it's going to be easier to discuss what we're looking for here. So prepare config. Config common. So regarding your 5.3 stage 3 configuration suggestion, I have added a new file aimed to be sourced, to be included from makefile. This is distro.conf with the following contents. So I have added a new file aimed to be included from makefile. This is distro.conf with whatever I have here. So something like this. With this. So while exploring to improve the build system, I have added a new file. This is distro. Config common config. I don't understand this. Could you please explain to me what those config common and config platform directories are meant to contain? So config common, maybe it's something aimed at live build. Mirror to contain, maybe give some examples. Good move introducing distro.conf. That's actually the kind of centralization you'll want once things grow. Now let's clarify what those directories are really doing, because this is the core abstraction of your whole build system. Okay, so big picture. Think of your config system like this. Config common, shared across all builds. That's right. Config platform overrides per target. So effectively, final config equals common plus platform dash specific overrides. This is heavily inspired by how live build works internally, and also how Tails structures its build system. live build. Okay. So config common base system definition. This is your default Rescatux system independent of architecture or output format. Everything here applies to these four. Typical contents, config common packages rescatux.list with this thing, and includes .chroot with this other stuff. Okay, so includes .binary. I see, hooks, custom scripts. So this is actually live build config stuff. Live build config fragments, optional but powerful. Config platform. So let me see how this is called. Config common. Okay, so the config common. And then how this was saved. How is this saved exactly with this pref stuff? So you put this thing into build work platform. Okay. So you put all of the files inside common and you put them in config. So common is config. And then this is specific. Okay, so everything from common goes into config, then there's platform specific. I see. So run live build. So this is what happens with make prepare. And then here work is root build bundle. So work. What the hell is work? I don't see work being used anywhere. Workspace build work platform, which is this work here. Workspace build work platform. So build work platform. Okay, 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. Let me see. So what I understand here is that this is where the workspace build. Okay, I see. So workspace is root, which is the root folder, is mapped to workspace, and this -w maybe is the working directory or something like that. Yeah, so we are effectively reading build work platform, which the reason why it's not used here because this has root. So build work platform might be another variable that can be reused here. Yeah, so Yeah, so this makes sense. So this is using this thing here. Okay, yeah, this makes quite sense. I mean, it's quite different from what I did before, what I did originally, but we can improve it later. Okay, so prepare config. So I guess I can, I can start to work with this script prepare thing in this config platform or whatever. We could put the minimal stuff that we need to be having in here. But for now, I'm going to be working on the prepare-config stuff. And I mean, run live build for now, I'm not interested on. We're going to just do scripts prepare-config so that it's easier. And we will see from there. So, do we have any nodes? So this is going to be 13 prepare config. Okay. Wait. Prepare config. For now, we will implement prepare config from what the LLM suggested. That way we can mix conf, common conf and platform and a specific platform conf aimed at live build conf. Okay, so let's try to work on that because this will match the latest 10 minutes that we have. So yeah, maybe we have to create some conf files and so on, but I don't know. So here we have the prepare config thing. So here it is, scripts prepare config. Prepare-config .sh. So let's take a look at this. So maybe the idea is that I want to be having the common configuration. Yeah, we will see later on how the hell do we read version or whatever, because I don't know about this, if you ask me. Let me add an enter here. Prepare config. Yeah, let's just add the script here. Scripts prepare config. So this is added prepare.config.sh. Okay, let me see how many minutes. So once we have this thing, I think I should. So here on the top we have the answer. Where the hell is this? We have the answer, which is you have the config common stuff, you have the config platform stuff, and I think that yes, the artifacts need to be having different stuff. So look at that. This is typical context of config common packages, Rescatux.list, and so on. So this is what we are going to be doing. So live build documentation. Debian live manual. This is customization overview. Customization package installation. Packages sources. You have these packages sources, packages lists. So one way of having packages list is it's done like this. This supersedes the older predefined list method supporting livebuild.x. Unlike predefined list, task make packages are not specific to live this, that. Okay. So for now we should focus by checking old branch. We checking old Rescatux spread 2026 architecture branch, which are the packages that need to go inside of the image. We should make sure to distinguish between packages for the live image and for the featured part. So live image is what you see when you open the ISO, and this is what it's inside of a squash fs big file. Okay, so for now local packages list, config packages list. Packages list that exist in init.6. Packages are both present. Listen, if it's both states, show us list th root local binary packages list.binary binary states. So let me see. So if I understand is package list. Um, so it's list.chroot this is list.binary, and we also have list.chroot underscore install. So this is both present installed system. Wait a minute. How the hell? Packages list, the existing directory have this. Live system and the installed system. If you don't specify the stage suffix, the list will be used for both stages. Have an extra copy of the dev plane. So haha. So the idea is, wait a moment, if you don't specify any suffix, normally if you don't specify the stage suffix, okay, so the stage suffix is the either chroot or binary, which is what's doing in here. So list.chroot. So now this makes sense. So use inside of the system and installed system. So this is inside of squash fs. This is outside of squash fs. And this is both inside and outside of squash fs. So maybe for now we should focus on common packages, inside of squash fs. We might use different lists for the different packages. Okay, so this is what we need to be doing for the next day so that we can have this packages list. And also, I don't know if the prepare config has anything in here. So copy this, copy that. Maybe if there's nothing in here. Yeah, if there's nothing in here, it says return true and there's no problem. So we should be fine with that. So this is what we need to be working on the next day. So we need to find out, thanks to the Rescatux spread 2026 architecture all branch, what to do in here. So that's what we're going to do the next day. So that's all for today. Thank you very much. Bye.